Okay, cool. Hey, welcome you guys. Come on in. Come on in. I'm going to pull it up on my Facebook page so I can see if I'm actually talking to people. Good evening. Good evening. Share. Why don't you share? Everyone, share with your friends, share with your family. Welcome to Harvest Conversations. When you come in, please give me a comment, a shout. Let me know that you're here. Let me know that you're watching. Hi, Brenda. Thanks for joining us. CL, I need you back. Okay, good. Come on in, you guys. Welcome. We have an exciting conversation tonight. We have some brand experts on, ready to give you all some great tips on your branding, on your personal brand. And we want you to share with your friends. So if you have a business, or if you know someone with the business, tonight is the night that they need to tune in. So why don't you go on and share with them, tag someone that has a business, do that right now. We're going to give you a few more seconds to do that. Let me know who you are when you come in. Hey, Tamara. Hey, Tamara. Tamara has an awesome business. She has businesses. We're excited about all of them. And come on in. Awesome sauce. Good evening. Good evening. Hey. Hey, Sister Lucas. All the way from North Carolina. Hey. Come on, y'all. I know y'all want to know what's going on with your businesses. I see people online say, hey, when you come in. Hey, Lori. Lori helped us put this together tonight. Okay, cool. Cool. We have a lot to talk about, so we don't want to waste any time. We have a lot to talk about. It's going to be an action jam-packed conversation tonight. So welcome everybody to Harvest Conversations. And it's my first episode, so I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited. So I'm not going to hold back my excitement because I'm excited. And so we're going to have a good time tonight, just talking about different things. And Harvest Conversations is just a platform of what I have always wanted to do. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm a conversationalist, knows that I love to talk, they know that I love information and I love gathering information. I'm a storyteller by nature. And the most important thing I like about gathering information is sharing that information. So once I get knowledge and I learn the knowledge, I love to share it with my friends and family. It's a story that I often like to tell with my mom was a elementary school teacher, and she would always get us together for dinner at night, and she would ask us about the current events of the day. And that was her way of showing us that we needed to know what was happening around us in our communities and in our world. But she also wanted to know what we knew, what we were thinking, what information we were gathering, and then if we were able to communicate that information with others. So she was teaching us, and that instilled a love of information in me, a love of information gathering. And so whenever I find out new information, I just assume that everybody should know what I know. So, and that's where we come with Harvest Conversations. So that's what this platform is. It's just things that I like to talk about, things that I am thinking of and talking about. And of course, I assume that everybody needs to know what I want to know. So, as far as tonight, we're going to be talking about branding, and we're talking about branding because that is an interest of mine, and I think everyone should know about branding. I think everyone should know about the best way to brand, what mistakes they're making in branding, how to market their brand, so many different things, and that centers around branding. And I think the best way to do it is to bring in my own personal brand experts that I'm excited to share with you all tonight. So it's not something that I'm not telling you to do something, but I have the experts that I have used in my life, and I'm using even now to promote my brand and to increase my brand. So first off, you guys, we have Adiomi Utuk-Lari.
Hi,
Hey.
everybody.
And
Welcome.
she is the she's an image consultant and a photographer. Adiomi is a former model. She now has a coaching business and an image consulting business. Adiomi can be found at adiomi.com, and she's going to be talking tonight about the personal brand. Say hey.
Can't wait. So excited. Thanks, Terry.
You're welcome. And so Adiomi she and I worked together. We're not even gonna talk about like how we met, because we met and we were passing each other in corporate America, passing each other in the hallway, and just kept passing each other. And then one day she said, "You know what? I need to know you." And so from then on, we've been friends. She shot a lot of my magazine covers and things that I've done, modeling, and she's somebody that you all need to know tonight. And then we have Destiny Washington.
Hi, everybody.
Destiny is a brand strategist and graphic designer. She's the owner of Destiny Design Co. And she's going to be talking tonight about knowing your customer. Destiny is my daughter.
You said that so happy.
I know. It's like, wow.
I see. Yes.
You see the resemblance, right?
Yes.
I'm excited because she made up her mind. She's always been an artist and always been in the creative space, but she made up her mind to come out of corporate America and start her own business, and she's been very successful at it, and I am excited for her. I am a customer.
Yeah.
Well, I should say client, right? I'm a client.
Yeah, client.
And then certainly not least the male in the group tonight is TL Holmes.
Hello.
TL Holmes is a branding and marketing expert and an author. He has written a phenomenal book called Unidentified: How to Unlock the Power of Your Brand. He has over 20 years in marketing in corporate America, and TL is doing a lot of things, and I'm just glad to know him. So say hey, TL.
I'm still 21, guy.
Awesome. So welcome you all. Thanks for agreeing to come on tonight. We really, really appreciate you. And like I said, you all are working with me in my own personal brand. So I wanted to share with the folks out there to let them know, what you have done for me and the things that you guys offer. And we ask you guys that are watching, you can ask your questions, put it in, the comments. Let us know if you have any questions tonight. And as we go to the end, they will answer those questions. And so tonight, we're going to start with what is a brand? What is a brand? Naomi, could you tell us what your definition for a brand?
Simple. A brand is what you make it. Honestly, to think about branding, I think it's easy to sort of pick a company that you love, right? So Terry, what's your favorite company? Black-owned business. How about that?
Mhm. My favorite black-owned business.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Can I say mine?
Yes.
All right. So perfect
Harvest
answer. I'm
Magazine.
so glad you said that. Yes. So when you think about Harvest Magazine, name 3 words that describe it.
um, Informative,
Mm-hmm.
inspirational, and excellent.
Okay, so those 3 words are sort of what will shape your brand, what will determine the look and feel of your brand, will determine who your perfect, customer segment is. So talking about what Destiny does, will also determine, how your imagery, the color choices you use, your color palettes, all of that goes into a brand, right? So when we go into a little bit deeper into a personal brand, that's the same work you need to do. Who are you? What's your natural style? What do you want to be known for? How do you want to come across? And what do you ultimately want the world to know about you? So that work is very important to do, especially when you want to communicate something to others, right? So the first step I would do is say, okay, who am I? What do I like to wear? What do I want to be known for? How do I want to come across? Once you kind of answer those questions, you may have to get your family involved too, because they know you best, right? It's kind of hard to look at yourself and answer those questions, but getting other people you work with, getting other people in your life, loved ones, like I said, friends and family, to sort of describe you, like ask them. Give me 3 words that describe you. The same way that I asked Terry to describe her brand, is that's going to set you on the right trajectory to sort of define who your brand is and what your personal brand is as well.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't want to go and jump ahead. But okay. So Destiny, tell us what you think a brand is.
Do you mind if I turn off the oven really quick? I was making it, but I'll be right back in like
Go
30
ahead.
seconds.
TL.
I'm sorry.
TL, what's a brand?
Basically, and I think at the Nami. So if you guys read my book, you guys know that I interviewed her. Okay, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But no, she hit it dead on the head. A brand is what you develop. A brand is what you're marketing. A brand is what the object is. And one of the things that I wrote in my book on Identify is one of the things that you have to understand about a brand. A brand should not be what people see. A brand should solve a problem. A brand should answer a question. People should look at you and see what your image is and be able to say, okay, this is what they do. So those are the things that I talk about, when it comes to branding, and like Anami said, it's everything is encompassed in a brand. Your look, your feel, your font, your color, your message, your messaging, what is being said about you. And one of the things I tell people to do is when you're developing a brand, you want to start with the low hanging fruit. What are you most known for? What have you found yourself doing? And your brand is also should be closely related to what your purpose is, what your destiny is. What legacy are you leaving? And so once you look at branding from that perspective, one of the things that it causes you to do, it causes you to look within. One of the things that I talk about in my book Unidentified is finding out who you are. Because if you stay true to who you are, you can stay true to your purpose. I digress.
That's so that's good. Destiny, you're back.
Yeah, thank you. I had some yams in the oven. I didn't want them to get burned while we were going through this conversation, but for me, as far as branding, like those answers are really great, so I want to build off of them. It's like more than just a logo, especially from a graphic design standpoint. Like the thing that I get requested for the most usually is logos, our logos rather, and I try to help my clients expand on that and see that there's more than just a logo in a brand. Like for instance, Apple. I always use this example. Like you know the Apple logo and it's recognizable, but when you think of Apple, you may think of, you know, cutting edge technology. You might think sleek design. Those are all a part of the brand that they worked really hard to cultivate. So when you're making your business, you need to think beyond just the logo, and think about like what you want your customer base to feel when they think of your brand. So like it's more than just the visuals, even, and that's funny coming from someone who's a designer, but you have to make your visuals make sense and make them all have a reason for something. You know, like every color, every tone, every picture, like element, it should have a reason for it. And it may not have a reason initially when you're first making it, but by the end of you fully developing your brand, it should have a reason, you know. Find a way to tie it back to what TL was saying, to your product or what your purpose is as a business.
That's excellent. All good advice, and I think so. Just getting off some of the questions that people ask me, or in conversations with other people, that they're not aware that they are themselves a brand, right? And so we have a personal brand. So can Adeomi, can you talk about that a little bit, like your personal brand? And so it's obvious by the shaking of the heads that you agree that we all have a personal brand, right?
Oh yeah, completely. The personal brands are literally like wardrobe choices, right? You want to be able to pick that right outfit that describes you that day, right? Whether that's a polo shirt like I have on today, or a beautiful ball gown, you know, that if you're going to an event. Um, I think that going back to some of the things I said earlier about, you know, really defining your own natural style is key. How do you do that? I think it's, you know, really honing in on the aspects that make you unique and make you stand out. So for me, for instance, you know, coming from the modeling world, I was successful in that world because I was the Black model who had locks, right? And I was doing a lot of weddings. I was doing a lot of runway and had the opportunities to really stand out, you know. So that became part of my brand. You know, I haven't cut my hair for over 10 years because it's part of my brand at this point, right? So defining those key elements that make you stand out. Last year, 2 years ago now, I dyed my hair, right? So that then developed into a whole nother aspect of my brand. I was able to wear other colors, you know, that I wasn't wearing before, because we go into this is deep into the color psychology of a wardrobe choice, that there's a science behind all of that language. You know, color is psychology. If I, you know, wore yellow versus if I wore blue, you would react to that very differently, right? So understanding, you know, even how colors work on your skin tone. Everybody's different. You know, my friend Tia was wearing a black shirt, right? If I wore a black shirt, it'll be very different on me. So I would have to find the right hue of black, you know, that works best for me. So yeah, there's a lot of that we can go into in regards to like your personal brand. But I think it really starts with those key questions, like what are your goals? How do you really clearly articulate those goals? And then tie that back to, okay, how am I looping in how am I looping in customers if you want to start your own business, or how am I looping in my loved ones, if you know that's, you know, your circle. There's opportunities as well to go into, I'm looking down at my notes as well, because I know Terry and I talked about this a little bit. Really honing in on like what your selling point is. So what obstacles have you overcome? You know, what challenges have you know, surpassed? You know, how do you then, you know, turn those into talking points, you know, for your own personal brand? Or if you're starting a business, you know, why are you starting that business? What is your why? You know, and then tying that why back to how you show up in person.
That's great. That's really good. So using myself for an example of that,
Mm-hmm.
because I like things to, you know, that's just how my mind works. So I like it to be, you know, tangible and, you know, to my mind. So if I'm a storyteller, I consider myself a storyteller,
Yep.
a communicator, right?
Mm-hmm.
Conversationalist, a communicator. And so I that's my brand.
Yep.
Right. And so then I would connect everything from that. So when I'm on camera, I wear different colors. You know, I'm a communicator, visual communicator, or I'm a print communicator. And, you know, I've drawn people to my website. So all of that is color, how I want people to attract to it. It's the images, what's engaging people. Am I inviting, you know?
Exactly.
And is it consistent?
Yeah, is it consistent? So Terry, if you were to tell me tomorrow I'm going on TV and I don't know what to wear, what color should I wear? You know, I would definitely always be attracted to blue. Why? Because blue is the color of trust. Why do you think, you know, major banks, financial institutions, companies like that use the color blue? That communicates, you know, like the ocean, it's fast, but it's also, you trust it. You know, if you go into that water, you're going to get wet, right?
Right.
So finding that right hue is very important.
Awesome.
Nice.
I know TL wants to jump in because he's big on colors too.
Well, a lot of times, you know, people have to understand that your brand appeals to two things: what you see and what you hear. And so, what you want to make sure is that you impact it very carefully. What you hear is based off of the story that your brand is telling. What's your messaging? What's the copy? What words are you using? What you see has to deal with, like you said, and Anami said, you know, your color palette. I like to do a lot of color blocking because one of the things that you think about when you walk right up to a stop sign, you never, ever read the word stop. Why? Because you know what that symbol stands for. You know what the shape stands for. You know what the red stands for, the red and white. So you know what the octagon stand for. When we, you know, look at, you know, if I was to draw an M, like a swoosh, you're not going to like an M, not a swoosh. You're not going to think about Adidas. Why? Because the brand for that arch is McDonald's. A brand should not leave you wondering what it is. A brand should be very identifiable. So once you think about it, and I know we're going real deep dive in it. However, this is so important that you consider when you're wanting to start a business, write a book, create a product, create an album. You know, you want to look at what is the story that people are seeing before they listen, before they hear you. What message are you giving before anybody says one word?
Yeah, that's so important. So you guys, you know, those of you that are watching, please type in your questions. We're going to be asking questions. So I'm trying to think about the questions that you might be thinking. And so one of the things that come across my mind right now, so it's like, okay, so I know my brand, I know my business, right? And so now I need to project that in a way that is clear and that people know what I'm selling, what I'm trying to attract, what customer I'm trying to attract. So Destiny, talk to us a little bit about knowing your customer and how can I connect my brand to my customer?
Sure. That's a little bit of part of what I do with brand strategy. Instead of just offering services of graphic design to clients, I try to help them solve their business problems as well and really focus on what their customers might want. And in doing that, I try to like flesh out an actual person, you know, like create customer profiles and really dig deep, like give them names, age demographics, like what generation are they from, what's their income level, like really going through what your ideal customer is, but also going to what your statistics are. Like if you have had a profile or a business for a while, you should check your analytics to see who is the most important demographics for you, and that way you'll be able to cater your brand to them. So for instance, if you didn't check your analytics at all and you had mostly Gen Z people interacting with your content, but maybe you were using really flowery language, vocab that Gen Z people don't really engage with, that could hinder you in your business. So it's good to be flexible in that way. Not necessarily like the idea of that the customer is always right, but the customer knows what they want to buy. So you really have to focus on making yourself stand out to that customer. Another example of that would be like going to the grocery store. We all have brands that we are loyal to, maybe even without reason, right? Like we may have gone to a grocery store or something like that and purchase something just because we like the label or the story, as was mentioned before, behind it. Like a pasta sauce company, for instance, may be talking about their legacy in Italy, and we buy into that idea that we're supporting a family business. So just thinking about what your customer likes, and even what your customer likes to spend on, their interests. Really get to know them as a person, even if they're fictional, right? Like you can do this in the pre-stages of your business as well. But it's important to do that so you can then cater your content, your products, whatever, to them. And they'll let you know what works for you or not with testing, for instance. So when you change your strategy with your customer base, you'll be able to test certain things and see what works effectively or not. So it's good to be flexible with what your customers might want.
That's so good. That's so good. And so we're getting comments like they can't type this, they can't write it down fast enough. It's a lot of good information that you guys are giving. But look, so what are you trying to tell me? I can't just start a business and just put up a Facebook post and just wait for everybody to come to y'all? Is that what
You'll be waiting for a long time.
Is that what you're saying? Like, can I have like happy socks? I'm selling socks, and they call happy socks, and I'm just gonna put up a thing say happy socks, and then everybody's gonna come and buy my socks. That's not gonna happen?
Not at all.
No.
A lot of times, what I do is I talk to people about when they talk about building their brand. You have to find out do people want what you have to offer, and if people want what you have to offer, who are those people? And so sometimes we put product out and we wonder why we're not getting sales. That's because you're selling in the wrong vineyard.
Mm-hmm.
You're walking down the wrong street. And so one of the things that I encourage people to do is do your research. Do your market research. Do your target demographic studies. Find out what people are attracted to. What do you have? What you have? Okay, if you love country music, you don't want to put your country music on a rock station. Why? Because number one, you're going to aggravate people. You're going to annoy people because they don't like it. And then what happens is you can have the best music, and you're playing your music to somebody that don't like your music. Just like playing rap music. Everybody doesn't like rap music. And so if you play music on a radio station that don't play rap music, and you come with a rap song, well, you're going to defeat yourself at the door. And so that's why it's important we call it in the marketing world, understanding your tribe. Find out what your tribe is. When you do your split test marketing, you put one cover out, or you put a different cover out. Find out what type of people are you attracting. So that when you do your hard launch, that's why we do launches in phases or in stages, soft launch and then your hard launch. Then you are targeting the demographic or your target demographic pool that's going to respond to what you're offering.
Yeah, that's excellent. And I know you guys have challenged me in those areas because that's the work, right? So that's the hard work. So, most business owners, people that are of the camera, and business owners, if I'm making cakes, I just want to make cakes, and I don't want to do the behind the scene analytics, find out who my customer is. My customer is my auntie and them, right? So but if you want to grow your business, right, and you want to expand and possibly get into stores, have your cakes in stores, right? So we have to think further and bigger and enlarge in way, but you have to do that work on the back end. And you guys have challenged me in those areas. Adiomi, I know that you've always asked me, who's my target, and who am I targeting? What audience am I trying to engage? And then tell me how I should shift accordingly. That up.
Yeah. So, such an important conversation because if you don't know who your target is, what do you? I guess I'm stumbling because it's like, what are you doing? I guess that's
Right.
yeah. What are you doing?
Right. Who
But
are you after? Right.
who are you really after? How do you hone in on them, and then how do you sell them your unique, position, right? What makes you different? If your company is Happy Socks, what makes you different than Bombas, than Hanes, than all these other brands that sell socks, right? What makes you very different? Are you tagging on a philanthropic, aspect to your product? Are you outsourcing to a village in a developing country? Those types of things really help to define who you're talking to, because even the partnerships that you have for your company define who you're talking to. So you want to make sure, even when you talk about partnerships and shifting, into a new demographic or target, a partnership idea could be a very good way to do that, seamlessly, because that partner that you decide to bring on already is talking to those demographics, is already talking to that, industry.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. 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 And I
And then,
want to go ahead, Tia.
I'm sorry. Also, to add on to what Anami was saying, it's also what are you saying when you talk?
Yeah.
What's your message? One of the things that I find that's very important is that you need to attach your brand to a message, to a story. I wrote my book, Unidentified, because it spoke to who I was on the inside. And so many times we walk around, we're the best kept secret, but you being the best kept secret does nobody no good. It doesn't does you no good because nobody know who you are. Number two, it does anybody else any good because people don't know what you have to offer. And so one of the things that, I grew up in foster care, that whole system. And so being unidentified was almost a walk of life. And so I had to challenge myself, how do I be unidentified no more? What do I need to do to turn the story inward? What do I need to do to use my pain points as to push me closer to my purpose? And so I used that whole lifestyle that I grew up in, that lifestyle of not having confidence, that lifestyle of being down on myself, being hard on myself, and never expecting success and always preparing for failure, and turn that on its head, because I talk about how do you unlock the power of your brand. You unlock the power of your brand by standing on your story, by standing on your truth. Who are you really? And once you identify who you are, it's nothing it takes nothing to expose who you are to people. Why? Because you are true to yourself. Owning all of your failures, owning all your mistakes, owning all your ups and downs, because all of those things that you've ever been through in life has come around to make you who you are. And that's wonderful and uniquely made as a person. And so we have to find a way to incorporate that in what we offer to other people through our brand.
Excellent. Excellent. And I
My
think
cat is making an appearance.
It comes through, right? So if when you're true to yourself, it actually comes through your business, and it comes through to your audience. And I think that's what people are attracted to, like the truth of authenticity. So it's a lot that branding is. Let's touch a little bit on marketing that, right? So once I've shaped it, once I know who my audience is, now how do I market it? I know marketing is a huge topic, but let's start with TL, since you have 20 years in the game. Tell us just quick, how can I market it now that I have it?
Well, one of the things that people really confuse is they think branding themselves is marketing themselves,
Right.
and that's totally not true. Your brand is what you market. Your marketing plan is how you market it. What strategies are you using to take that brand and position it in the marketplace? You know, are you using social media? Are you using billboards? Are you using promo commercials? Are you using visuals? Those different things. So what you have to do is once you have established your brand, you have to package that brand. And so I talk about it in the series of 3 Ps. You know, you have to prepare yourself, you have to package yourself, and then you have to present yourself. We get in a lot of trouble because we start packaging something that's not prepared properly. You haven't done the research, you haven't done the study, you have not come into your own to be able to have something, to have a brand. And so once you get a brand, you package that brand. How, meaning, you know, like Anami knows, you know, what type of photo shoots are you taking? What type of, what is your name? What is your identity? And then once you package your brand, then you present your brand. Come up with a marketing plan. And let me say something. Facebook is not a marketing plan.
Can you say that?
It's a tool. It's one tool. Yeah.
Right.
The microphone.
Your marketing plan should have several different tentacles. Like you have 5 fingers on your hand, and so you need every one of your fingers to pick up an object. And one of the things you have to understand is you have to utilize all the resources that we have to distribute your information, your product, your brand, and what you have in your hand. So I would encourage you to really do some research on marketing. You can get my book. That's a part of research. It helps you understand how to take your brand, how to position your brand in the marketplace.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll add in. I'm from the era of the 4 Ps of marketing. Went to school, went to college, and that's all we learned about: product, price, promotion, and place. Right.
Yes.
So if you can answer all those questions in regards to the 4 Ps, then you're on the right track. I think that marketing, there's so many, like Tia was saying, there's so many different directions you can go. If you're a clothing brand, you know, you may want to, you know, start an email marketing campaign first, right? And especially in this world of digital space. And if you don't have a brick and mortar, you know, email marketing is probably the easiest things you can do. Hire a photographer, you know, photograph your pieces, your garments, and make sure that's aligned with your brand, of course. And, you know, set up an email marketing campaign. There's a lot of free software out there like MailChimp or Constant Contact that, you know, it's pretty seamless and streamlined. You can probably do it with your eyes closed or hire your 6-year-old to do it. And email marketing then can branch off into, you know, the Facebooks and the social media aspects. All those things are now integrated. So that first campaign that you launch can now become 3 different posts on social media, right? Yeah. And then you build upon that as you go.
Absolutely. One of the things I've done is when it comes to marketing and branding, I really have shaped my business around giving online marketers and, you know, webmasters and things of that nature the tools they need. And so we went into the direction of developing software. One of the things I started out, you know, I ran a marketing firm for 15 years. And one of the things I do realize is that everybody cannot be my client, but everybody can be a customer. So what I decided to do is put the information and the knowledge I have, and I put it in books. And I also have put it in developing software to help people in their marketing and branding journey with online businesses, with brick and mortar businesses. And so, you know, having the ability to not only market your product, but even having the software to be able to track your marketing journey. Find out what type of customers are, following you. Find out, you know, what other things they like, you know, what other things they're into. How to build a sales funnel, how to take people on the journey of your product, how to do SEO, search engine optimization, so that people know how to find you on the World Wide Web. You know, you want to optimize your website, and you want to make sure also, which is very key, and this is a law now, is making sure that your website is ADA compliant. So that it you know, make sure you're standing up to standards, so people are not suing you that are dealing with disabilities. So those types of things are so important as you think about, you know, marketing your brand or taking your brand on the journey that it needs to take to get to the client that you're looking to have.
Yeah, taking it to the next level. You see why I have these experts, guys? This is why, because you can't just think that it's just a post and then you're going to get it out there. But if you're really thinking about taking your business to the next level, you're thinking about being seen, right, in this crowded space, right?
Mhm.
So and what can you do to stand out and make it even better? Destiny is helping me now with the brand strategy, knowing my customer. I had to do some analytics and realizing that in each platform I'm drawing different people, so that when I market Harvest Magazine or Harvest Conversations, I have to engage differently across the different platforms. And so a lot of times we think it's just a one post thing, but it's not. It's a lot that goes behind the scenes. It's a lot that happens, and you need these experts on board in your business.
Yep.
Destiny's helping me with revamping my website, and she like took it apart.
But it's needed in order to rebuild and get stronger. You have to almost destroy, honestly, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And so talk about why you took it apart.
Sure. So basically, like I was talking about before, I'll like expand on it. When you get like started in, like, for me, a creative business or a business in general, like, it's your baby, right? And you love it so much, and like you're really proud of it, especially if you're starting to see some return and like actual success from it. But if you have customers, you're not doing it for you, you're doing it for them. So you have to see what's best for them and the way that they consume. So you have to design, like for me as a designer and a brand strategist, I have to design for my client. I can't design for me. I can put my input into it, but depending on like what the facts are, which is the analytics, depending on, what month it is or like whatever dates I'm drawing from, I have to really design for them and what their needs are. Like I said, I can put my input in it. You should always have your personal touch on it because, everyone was saying before, it really does make you stand out, especially in a sea of others. If you're a boutique, for instance, a clothing boutique online, you're in a sea of hundreds of thousands, honestly, other businesses. So how can you stand out? You should look at what's on trend, but also see where you can break the rules there and make yourself stand out. Um, it's important to stay competitive, and pay attention to what other folks are doing, but also make your own way and like forge your own path, because that will make you stand out in a way. Like, for if you sell bundles or like hair products or something like that, if you see everybody else has a cartoon logo of their face, don't do the same logo. Do something different. Use your initials. Make a symbol. Make yourself stand out so it actually makes you look like a different quality of product. It's more than just a logo. And another thing I often say, I don't know much about marketing, but for me myself, I try to gain clients by marketing myself as, or like showcasing to them that like you want to be a business person, you want to be a successful business owner, and you look up to people like Steve Jobs. But would Steve Jobs use Fiverr or Canva or something that's like low quality and cheaper labor for their brand, or would they invest in it and take the time to really understand why and like go over reasons why things are working or not, and really take the time to develop a brand? It's easy to put something quick together when you're just starting. It's important to just get out there, but also it's very important for you to really think these things through, because it will in turn reflect how people value your work. When you invest in poor quality content, people are going to see that about your brand. It can cause mistrust even if you have low quality things. So it's just important to invest in that and realize that even if you may not see the full value of design, that we see the benefits of it every day. Like I was mentioning before about with Apple, like a lot of people use Apple, and when you ask them why, they're like, oh, because it looks better aesthetically versus another product. That doesn't make it any less the other product any less. It's just that Apple appealed to that person and what their aesthetics are. So you can do the same thing with your brand. It just takes a little bit of work and research, as everyone was mentioning before.
Yeah, yeah, this is good. This is good, guys. This is so good. I know that we want to give people a taste. we want to give people a taste of it because you really have to invest in yourself, right? So you have to invest in this knowledge, and you have to make sure that if you want, I know TL said something to me, he mentioned before in one of our conversations that, why would you want somebody to invest in something that you're not investing in? Did I quote you right?
That is true. Say it
100%.
again.
Yeah, that's really good.
If you don't invest in yourself, one of the things that I think is a very distrust or disservice to people is for you not to put the type of energy and the investment in your own product, own brand, but you want somebody to buy what you have.
Right.
So it's very important because people are going to see it. People are going to see it. Once they see it, they're going to see it. So you want to make sure that you show them, at the very least, the best that you have, the best that you can do. And not just necessarily just the best that you can do, but do the best possible, period. We have to operate in the spirit of excellence all the way around. One of the things my team and my staff is I demand excellence. That we're at least going to do that. We're at least going to provide excellence. Because again, and as Black, owned businesses, there's that stigma is that we don't do the very best. We're not going to provide proper service, but that's not true.
Right.
That's not anybody can do it. We can do it. We are workers, and even some people that's out there that is down on yourself. You don't think you have the confidence. You don't think you have the team. You don't think you have the skill, the knowledge, or ability. Find it. You do have it. God is in you. He's giving you everything you need, every resource that you need to be everything that you are. So I would really just, encourage people to step out there. Listen, you don't know it. I don't know everything. You're never going to know everything you need to know, but God will send the people that you need to have around you to help you get across that bridge, help you get across that brook, help you get across onto the other side. He will send those. And honestly, those people are already there.
Yeah.
But they're not going to come in out of the shadows until you take that first step.
That's
take us to church. Yes. Call's over. Now play.
That is so true, and it's and I think that speaks to all whatever business you have. So you may not have a business. Maybe somebody watching and say, "Well, I don't have a business," but you are yourself a brand. And how are you presenting that to the world? And so we should really think about that and tie it to excellence in everything that we're doing. But we see so many mistakes being made, and so we're going to just go around real quickly because we're running out of time. But maybe you can just tell us what one mistake, Adrian, that you see people making with their branding and their image, or however. We covered a lot of things, but one mistake that you think?
I think we said it already. Is folks are quick to go to market without doing the research, and then they're disappointed when they don't see the returns that they thought they would see. So the return on investment, so ROI is the acronym. You'll hear that a lot in marketing or any business conversation. I think is extremely important to pay attention to. Understanding that making mistakes are okay. That's actually how you grow and learn. I'd rather somebody make a mistake than just be skating on by with no growth or no new learnings or insights about themselves or about their brand. So I think going to market too quickly is probably one of the biggest things I see.
Yeah, Destiny, what do you have? What mistakes do you think you see someone making? One mistake.
Yeah, sure. Since I'm a designer, I'm going to talk about visual consistency and the look. A lot of the time, when people are starting out their brand or even their personal brand, there's no consistency across all their platforms. like they may not be using the same headshot on every profile picture, or they're using different color palettes, different fonts, and it makes a world of difference even if you haven't fully thought out everything, or like what you want it to look like, to actually make a plan and plan it out a little bit, and have consistent colors and fonts. If you are working with a designer or a brand strategist who makes that happen for you, or if you are just doing it yourself, sit down and think about like what colors may represent your brand or your company, and then start using it, and not just the same, like just the color, but like the same color, the same shade. It's called the hex code. If you're unfamiliar, find out the hex code for your brand and use it every time, and it makes a world of difference. Even if you just throw a color overlay over your images with that same color, it shows people like, oh well, this is a thing, and maybe I should
Oh,
be
I
paying
lost
attention to
TL.
this thing. Oh no.
I lost TL.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, but you know what? Just tying with that, giving him time, maybe he comes back in. But tying with that, Destiny, one of the things that I see people make mistakes on, and who am I? But one of the things that I see is that the brand is not consistent, right? So I'm always questioning, what are you trying to sell?
Right.
So if you have your own personal, say your own personal webpage, social media or whatever, or if you're including your personal stuff on your business and it's going together, and then I see you in a bathing suit but you're selling cakes,
Yeah.
I'm confused.
Yeah.
I'm confused, and it's like, what cakes are we selling? And so
Yeah. Are those cakes sanitary? Yeah.
so I'm confused. So you should have a separate social media page from your personal page. That's one of the things. Another thing is just you want people to buy a purpose, and then your thing is private, so I can't click on it. So
That's a pet peeve of mine. Yeah.
help me
Can't have a
help you.
private page if you're private. Yeah.
Help me help you. I mean,
Right.
how can I purchase? And also, it should be easy to find you, right? So you
Yep.
can't have one page is one name, and another one's another name, and another one's another name, and another one's another name, and I have no idea where to find you, because nothing is cohesive. I know that people normally have in what we learned in school, that you have like a minute.
Yep.
That's it. If a minute, for people to find you, like if they click off your social media and go to your website, or they click off your email and go to your website, and they can't find what you told them,
Mhm.
and you can test me tonight, because I'm about to give you an offer. And if you can't find it within a minute time, then people are like out. They're done. They're moving on to the next thing, and you lost that sale. So consistency is key, and that's one of the mistakes that I often see people making. I'm not sure what happened to TL. We lost him, but he has, and he mentioned tonight, a book. He wrote Unidentified, how to promote your business and go from being unseen to seen. And TL, you can go and you can get that book on my website. It's harvestmagazine.net. If you go in tonight and purchase the book, I believe it's $11.99. We will give you a discount off of that tonight. If you go in and purchase his book, you can get that tonight from him. But there's so much information, you guys. I see you. Anybody got questions? We got a few more.
I have a question.
You got a question?
Is the book an ebook? That sounds awesome. I know about branding, but marketing is something that I'm still learning and growing from. So I would love to buy the book.
Yes, it is an ebook.
Awesome.
And if you go to harvestmagazine.net,
Hey.
I will go there, Mom. I will go there.
click on the link. Not now. Click on
Okay.
the link. Click on the link, and then you can go right there. TL
Okay.
is doing it. He has Mason things going on. He actually was in his studio. He said he was doing a photo shoot tonight. He has a production team as well where he shoots.
He's in the chat. Yeah, he
Oh
says
yeah,
I'm
he
here.
just said he's in the chat.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
back. Okay. Okay. Thanks for telling me.
Oh, here he comes.
Hi.
I was enjoying y'all. I should have let y'all kept talking.
Talking about you, right? Talking about you. So you get to we were wrapping it up. So you get to say that one mistake that you see people doing. We already offered your phenomenal book to everyone. If they go to harvestmagazine.net, they can get it. But tell us about that one mistake that you see people going, and then tell us where we can connect with you, and everyone else will do the same.
Awesome. I want to say thank you guys for allowing me to be on this platform with you all. Edenami, Destiny, you guys are amazing. I'm going to be reaching out to you personally myself because I just love what you all are doing. And Terry, you are amazing. You are an amazing communicator. I love what you are doing. Actually, when my publicist introduced you to me, first thing I did was look at your website. I was like, oh gosh. How can I get in this magazine?
Yes.
Listen, I love what you are doing. I love what you have done over the years. You stand for nothing but excellence, and I am so honored to be on this platform with you, looking like Oprah.
She's my big sister.
So one of the things that I would say that a lot of people make the mistake when they're developing their brand or starting a business is not taking the time to create a business plan. Everybody that does not plan automatically plan to fail. So if you are, developing a brand, or you're developing a business plan, or you're developing a product, a business, or developing a product, put a business plan together. If you don't know how to put a business plan together, find someone that does.
Come talk to us.
I have some, and honestly, we may want to do a session on that, on the different elements of starting a business, because we all are entrepreneurs in our own right. But I think that's an important element. You can reach out to me, and I can give you some advice. I can give you some directions of where to go. My social media platform, true to form, is TL Homes Online. You can find me anywhere on social media. Also, I'm on ampsocial.net or at TL Homes Online. On Instagram, I am TL Homes Online, the #1, because somebody else already had. So everywhere else online, I am TL Homes Online. Also on ampsocial.net, I am TL Homes Online. On Instagram, I am TL Homes Online, the #1.
And the way that you connect those things, guys, is that his logo is the same on all the platforms.
Yeah.
So when you see his logo, then you know that's him on the other platform. That's the same logo, even though it may not be the same name with the one without the one. You'll see TL Homes. That's that logo.
That's it.
Right. So Adiomi, how can we reach out to you? Get our together and our colors.
Yes. So the beautiful thing of having this very unique Nigerian name is that it's unique, and I'm the only one who has it. So across all platforms, I'm at Adiomi, EDIOMI. If you're interested more about my photography and model coaching, EFIKOKO.com, EFIKOKO.com. If you're interested more in just me personally and some of the color work that I do, you can check out my blog, adiomi.com.
Right. That's awesome. And then, we didn't even get into all of it. It's so much. We're going to have you guys come
back so much.
Because Adiomi helps you get your life, right? So, it's not just, it's imaging. So then how you're poised, right? And how you carry yourself. And all of that is image. All of that is branding. If you need some help in being poised, because she has been a model, so she can help you get your life. She can help you.
Yep.
She
Thank
can help
you.
you.
And I want to plug one more thing.
Yes.
I'm launching a brand new nonprofit with a mission to raise advocacy and awareness about sickle cell disease with two friends we all live with the disease. So it's three co-founders. Crescent Foundation,
Oh,
SCD.
wow.
Across all platforms, you can find us there. Here on Facebook, we're Crescent Foundation, a sickle cell initiative. So just want to plug that, let you guys know September is Sickle Cell Awareness Month. It's coming up. We have some very exciting things planned.
Awesome.
It's so cool.
Awesome. Yeah. You see, I'm connected with some people doing great things. Destiny, how can we reach you?
Sure. This has been awesome. I really love the fact that there are more than just one Black person who works in branding, because a lot of times when I'm in branding meetings or design meetings, I'm the only one. So, and I also saw something recently that said Black designers only make 3% of all designers, like, globally. So
Wow.
we're out here, even though it's not that many of us. We're out here, so I'm very happy to have had this conversation with you guys. Being a Black creator is important. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, you can find me online at Destiny Design Co. So spell Destiny spelled like the word design, DESIGN, and then CO. My email address, if you're interested in graphic design or brand strategy, from me is info@Destiny Design Co. Just for folks to know, my website is destinydesign.co, not com. I'm going to buy the .com just so no one gets confused, but it is .co. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, or on my website that way, and we can talk design. I love it. I want to help elevate Black brands. So if you need some help, come up my way. I'd love to help.
Yeah, it seems like people are like they're engaging in our conversation and everything, and everybody kind of getting warmed up right now. But so later, next time we'll do an hour and a half. We'll do an hour and a half. But
I did want to get my website, annexusmedia.com.
yes,
annexusmedia.com. It's the software site where we have a lot of marketing software. If you are an online marketing business owner, if you are an online business owner, if you are a web designer, a marketing, professional, definitely go there. You'll find some wonderful products that you can, be a part of and get access to. And I think my book is on your site. On the
yes,
Harvard
it is.
Magazine site.
HarvardMagazine.net.
So
You can
definitely go
come,
to the site and purchase
and
that.
get the book. I'm going to be putting up, you guys. I'm going to put up your information on my pages and on the website, the links, so people could just click over and make it easy for everyone to find you all. But thank you so much for your time tonight. You are my brand experts, and I thank you for making me look as good as I do.
Okay.
Now, one thing I want to do for you, Terry.
ADOB told me I needed color in my life, so here's my
I'm
color.
so glad you pulled it out.
Yeah.
Color.
Is I want to offer you the ADA compliance service that we have.
Yes.
I'm going to give you that free
Oh,
charge.
that's awesome.
That's awesome. Look at the blessings.
That information. We're doing a whole lot, and we really want people to understand the importance of making sure their websites are ADA compliant. They got sued behind that, and so you don't want to get yourself caught up like that.
Wow.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, that would be great.
Thank you, TL. So Destiny, he's going to give me something to put on my
Absolutely.
my website. Destiny's redesigning my website now. We're going to have a big launch party.
Yeah, we're
and
making.
we're going to get it done.
When people go on your website, they'll be able to click on the handicap symbol if they have disabilities, and there's a whole list of disability services that's going to come up that's coexist with your website.
That's so
love that.
important. And see, if
So
I didn't have a
important.
brand expert, I wouldn't know that I needed that on my website.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So see,
Definitely
how
reach out
important.
to us. We're
Yeah.
also are launching our own social media platform called ampsocial.net. So definitely look into that. I want everybody to sign up for that. We have some wonderful big things happening. So amplify your life on Amplify.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, I have TL is doing it. He offers workshops, he offers classes. So be sure to make sure you connect with him. As I was saying, Adiomi helps you get your life all of it. And
Find the right colors to express
all
yourself,
of it.
okay? Yes.
And Destiny is helping me digitally to put all of this creative onto the digital platform to connect the two. And I appreciate you guys. And remember, all of you that are watching, remember that the things that they said, some people were putting in what you said, Adiomi, about your P's, your 4 P's. Did you have 4 P's or 3 P's?
4 P's.
Say it again.
Product, price, place, promotion. All those need to be aligned with your brand.
Absolutely.
And what you're selling.
So,
Yep.
So I think that surmises everything that we talked about tonight. And then you all that are watching, thank you for my first episode.
What a success.
Harvest
Great job.
Conversations. If you all want to hear about some more branding things, just let us know. Let me know, and I'll bring these guys back on. And as you see, there's so much to talk about in this space. With Harvest Magazine, as you know, we're on Facebook and social media, Instagram, and we're on YouTube as well. So follow us on all of those platforms. We are a lifestyle brand. So we help you with every area of your life: empowerment, inspiration. We educate. As you see, we educate on business and we educate on finance, wealth, health, and fitness. So there's going to be talk every week at this time, Wednesdays at 7:00 p.m. Next week, we're going to be talking about something completely different, but it's something that I think that we need to discuss, and that is on grieving. Everybody is going through some type of grief now with everything that's going on, whether you lost a loved one or you're grieving the loss of your job, or you're grieving losing life as you have known it to be. We have some people, grief counselors, that's going to come on and talk with us about that. Because I said, if I'm talking about it, I just assume everybody else wants to know about it. And then the following week, our next show is going to be about domestic violence. Our topic of discussion that night will be quarantining with the enemy. I promise y'all, I'm already.
He's going for blood, Terry. Okay.
Someone who has domestic violence survivor. She's going to tell us about her story. We also have a therapist, because I want to leave you guys better than you were when you came on. And we have someone who counsels in the area of domestic violence. And so follow me. Follow me. You got to watch. You got to stay tuned, because every week, Wednesday at 7:00 p.m., we're not going to hold you long. But we're going to be talking about some good things. So thank you guys for joining.
All right.
And
thanks everybody.
Thank you. Bye. Thanks, Adiomi. Thank you guys.
Bye everyone.
Bye everybody.